Hello, dear friends of Black Nights Film Festival. My name is Päike Triinu Tamm and I'm very happy to welcome you all here in PÖFF TV. Today I have here in the studio with me Hungarian director Nóra Lakos, who is gonna talk about her film I Accidentally Wrote a Book. This is a story about 12 years old Nina, who discovers for herself the healing power of writing. So let's give a warm welcome to our guest. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. We just arrived yesterday and now we explored the city a bit and we enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, is it your first time in Estonia?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, the first time in Tallinn, but
Okay.
I've been to Tartu once.
Oh, okay. So, and when are you leaving?
Next Friday. So
Okay, so you have time to discover everything. And I hope the festival will also be enjoyable for you. Have you... Okay, I mean, you just arrived, you haven't had the chance, but are you planning to see something specific or you just are looking around?
No, I would like to see some films as well, especially from the children's program and maybe from the main competition as well. But I didn't have time to check all the films titles so far.
Okay, it's totally okay. I mean, we have a lot films
I
in
know,
the festival. So. Okay, but just for starters, I took the main point of your film together only in one sentence. Maybe for starters, you can tell us in your own words what is the story about.
Okay, yeah. So the protagonist is a 12 years old girl, Nina, and she wants to be a writer. And actually, it is a quite unorthodox story or script in a way that she thinks that her problem is that she thinks that she doesn't have a problem. And then it turns out that she does, which is that she never really went through the process of grieving her mother because her mom died like 10 years before the story starts, and she thinks that everything is okay because she has a really nice family. But then once her dad meets a new woman, that shows her that how does it feel to have a woman in the house. And then at this point there is a twist that she starts collecting memories on her mother, and that's how she discovers herself and her family more and understands herself more. And through her writing she discovers her emotions, and also this is the after a while she starts open her heart, and because she's always a bit afraid of losing someone, so that's why she's really sticks on those who are there from her very childhood. And this is a moment when she's like, okay, now after she writes her grief out of herself, she understands that she's able to open her heart for a new love, which is the first love of her life, and also a new woman in the family.
Okay, it sounds like a really beautiful story. So where did this idea come from? I mean, did you have, I don't know, some kind of personal experience or event that inspired you, or?
No, actually it's a Dutch-Hungarian movie, and the story based on a Dutch novel by Annette Huizing. And it was really great because the first screening was only a few weeks ago in Amsterdam. So she saw the film the first time, and I was a bit like excited that how she's going to take it, and she loved it. And at the end there was an audience question that what is the script and what is the new thing that it's only I mean, what is the original in the book and what is the script and what's the difference. And she was like, I cannot tell the difference anymore. And for me it was a really great compliment because it feels that it's something that is organically comes and blended.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ask that we have had here more films based on books, so it already sets some kind of like rules or boxes you have to fill, like you cannot leave the most important details out because, people will notice it. So you didn't have any kind of pressure when you decided to take this risk and do a film based on already existing novel?
No, for me it was kind of like a personal story, even though I wasn't the one who wrote it the first time. But when people just came out from the cinema in Amsterdam said to me that, wow, we really feel that it's a personal story of yours, and somehow it's really something that I really feel the story, and I think that's why we had a really great connection and with the writer, with Annette.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but as I mentioned and you mentioned, the main, I think we can say main character of the movie is 12 years old Nina, who is played by young actress Villo Demeter. I don't know if I pronounced it. Okay.
Great pronunciation. Congratulations.
Okay, it's good. So, incredible job by her. So, where did you find her? Did you held some kind of casting, or what was the process like? Did you, I don't know, maybe know her before and you knew, yes, I want her? Or
No, I didn't know her before, and it was a very long casting because it was a co-production, as I mentioned, and for that it took a bit longer than we planned originally. So first I've seen around 150 or 200 girl in that age, and there were only two, one Willow and another one, and I told them that, okay, now you are on the short list, but since we cannot shoot the film this summer, only next summer, so maybe you are going to grow, and then we cannot pick you. So we get you. We will call you back maybe in 8 months. So we did that, and then Willow came back, and she didn't grow anything, and she was still amazing. So it was really hard to make this decision because it's not only that she has to be talented and true, has a true acting, but also. We had 50 days of shooting, so it was a very long shooting process because she was there in every scene. So it's really up to her if the movie works or not. And if she's really able to be there for 50 days, which is like during the whole summer we were shooting. So, and she was amazing, and she did everything, and she was very enthusiastic and energetic and lovable, so very professional. And at the same time, she had a really great and natural acting that really affected on the professional adult actors act as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, and she also had a very hard job to express the emotion of grief, which is a very hard thing, and I mean, the film very sensitively shows the grief of someone you only have, I don't know, few memories or a faint memory. So she kind of like, I don't know, built the picture of her mom also using her imagination in the film. So how did you manage to show this, I don't know, journey or the imagination side on the screen, also the grief side? I mean, it's really complicated emotion. I mean, people handle it differently. They might not be crying. The question is, how did you manage to show the very raw emotion of grief on the screen?
Yeah, I think that it's a process, and it's a process in the film as well. So it's not that there is only one moment, and mainly we had only 2 screenings so far, but almost all the people were crying at some point of the story or at some point when they are watching the film. And I asked them that, because there was this small Q&A, that who cried when. And there were like 3-4 different, of course there is one big moment when everybody's got emotional in a way, but there are many others. So because it's like a very mosaic and fragmented moment, but it's not that. And sometimes I think that grief is that sometimes it's not, you're not crying when it's obvious, but you cry somewhere else in the process, and sometimes it's just a surprising moment. So maybe there is a cake that just comes, and an old receipt comes, and then you eat it together with your father, and then that's a moment. Or when you have the first memory ever, it's again something that maybe it's like hit you, but maybe you will cry later, or you will understand or really process the emotion of the grief later in a moment when you don't really accept that. So the film is like that a bit as well, that following these moments, and there are several moments when she finds out something, or just a song or melody, a little detail in the set design of the apartment where she lives, but she never ever thought about that this belongs to the mother, or this is a decision of my mother that she did, like 20 years ago, and I never noticed it, and now I notice it. And this is maybe a moment again, which maybe you are not crying, but you feel this. So it's a process.
But in the movie, the father of Nina also had a new girlfriend, if we can say it in that way, but the family was still grieving. So just talking about the characters, how did the new girlfriend, Teti was the name, right? How did she blend in? Why did she, like, how did she manage to, I don't know, bring some kind of spark with her, or what's like what's the thing with her character? How does she kind of like influence the feelings of the family, and especially the father?
Yeah, I think it's also special because I think that everybody is really nice in the story in a way, and try to behave well and understandable with the main character, and Dati as well. But for her, it's I mean that. So the mother died 10 years ago. So the little brother has no real emotion because he was just too little. And the father tried with other girls, but never really got into a real important or strong emotional relationship. And this is the first time, but he's afraid of that too. And that he feels this, and I think that really feels really right, the boundaries. And that's also something that it's really good. I think that in this story it's really important that she's not an evil stepmother, but still it's hard to, get the new situation for Nina. And I think that she has a great sense of humor. She's vulnerable as well, so we can go with her too. But actually, I think that what is really helping for the audience as well, and for all the characters, is that we use so many animation as well to express the emotions, not only live action. And sometimes when there is a very complex emotion, then we used animation to express this. And there are some moments, for example, when Dati and the father kisses, and then Nina collapses as an animated character made out of letters. So it's all connecting, the writing, the emotion, and the situation that she has to face, and these three things together there on the Canva in a special way.
One thing I noticed very quickly about your film is that you have, when talking about the visual, very beautiful color palette in the movie. Is it like your style? Is it something that you really like, or maybe there is even some kind of reflection to Nina's imagination, or?
Yeah, actually it's Bauhaus. Bauhaus is a style, it's an architecture style which is quite connected to Hungary as well, but also well known in other parts of the world as well. And I really like this. We had in Budapest, there is one street where there are only buildings in Bauhaus style. And once we found the main location, which was one of those buildings in this street, I just realized that, okay, yeah, this is the map, what we have to follow. This is the road, and this is the Bauhaus. And like we use 3-4 colors only. Most of the time it's red, blue, and white, and some yellow. I'm kind of like crazy about colors, actually. So it's all of my film. It's about this, and then we take so many hours and days and months to find the perfect combination. But after we had that, it was quite easy, because for the costume, for the production design, for the animation, for everything, it was quite clear that this is the Bauhaus style and we have to connect to that. And I really felt that it's good because it's like the original story that it's really done on Earth in a way. So we talk about very serious topic, but in a playful way. So we still have, because of the shape of the Bauhaus, it's this the round shape and that kind of like playful shapes. At the same time, you really have like a strict rules that you cannot go out of that. But inside of that, you still have plenty of space to play with things.
Yeah, I mean, this style definitely fits very well with your movie. So just to wrap it all up for the ending, maybe you could tell us in your own words what would be the main message of the film, or what would you like your audience to think about after seeing your film?
Yeah, so we had a test screening for children like 6 months ago. So it was during the first cut. We just had the first version of the film. And they said that it's really motivational film in a way for them. And it's that the writing is a therapy, or to have a friend or to have someone who you can get together and you can overcome any problems. And first of all, you have to face and have to admit that you have a problem. Sometimes it's something that during these days when early teenagers always going to try to be as perfect as possible, it's really good to say that, okay, I'm not perfect, I have some problems, and I can cope with it with the help of art, with the help of something that it's maybe not digital. And I think that's maybe the most important part of it.
Okay, thank you for all these beautiful thoughts. I mean, we have uncovered so much in such a short time. So I hope you will have a pleasant festival experience, pleasant time here in Estonia. And thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And for you viewers, thank you again for turning back to PÖFF TV. And I hope to see you back when we have new directors with new films here in the studio. Thank you for watching us.